keep this conversation going and welcome in Republican strategist, chairman of the Fort Bend County, Texas Republican Party, host of the 13-Minute News Hour, Bobby Eberle, along with political strategist and co-host of the Her Take podcast, Lindy Lee. Bobby, want to start with you. The breaking news that we've got, the president just saying recently that they have the suspect who assassinated Charlie Kirk. Let's take a listen to the president's comment.
I think with a high degree of certainty, we have him in custody, right? In custody. Everyone did a great job. We worked with the local police, the governor. Everybody did a great job.
I mean, that's great news. Obviously, the investigation's got to play out, but hopefully investigators, if they have the actual guy, can get some answers from him.
Yeah.
Yeah, good morning, Charlotte and Mark. And I love being on when there's breaking news because this is, you guys are pitching it and I'm like absorbing it. It's incredible. You know, what's gone down, the tragedy over the last couple days and the outpouring of support around the country that's been incredible. And this manhunt, this search for this guy. I've been following all the press conferences and you just knew they were getting closer and closer and closer. And what you alluded to is there's so many times when some of these evil people, someone close to them turns them in and you know, they do the right thing. If that's the case, I'm glad. Yeah. And to have this guy off the streets, to know what's going on is just going to be such a relief for everybody involved. I hope this is the case, but man, it's great news.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what the president is saying also, that it was someone close to the suspect who recognized him from those videos and images and then chose to do the right thing and turn him in, Lindy. But you know what's been really upsetting over the last 48 hours is when everyone should be coming together and Democrats and Republicans should be condemning political violence. You have people like AOC just calling for more gun control. That doesn't seem to be the correct response with what we saw play out in front of thousands of people on Wednesday with Charlie Kirk.
Charlie, you're absolutely spot on. And I have to say, I'm just completely shattered by all of this. And I'm also disgusted by the left's response to Charlie's assassination. Instead of offering support and love to his wife and two beautiful children, by the way, they're 1 and 3 years old. Some of them are actually celebrating his death. And I don't have any sort of words for that. It completely surpasses my understanding of humanity. It's just they killed the messenger, but the message lives on. Great point. And right now, no one should be dancing on anyone's grave. And it's absolutely horrendous to me to see all those liberals and progressives on social media celebrating the death of someone whose views they didn't agree with. That is the essence of American democracy. Voltaire is often credited with a quote, you know, I may not agree with what you're saying, but I will fight to the death for your right to say it.
I love that, yeah.
You know, Bobby, I've said it earlier. I mean, this has been a difficult, emotional week. This has been a soul-crushing week. I mean, and when you see some of the reaction by some on the left, I got to tell people, just turn off the social media for a bit. Maybe watch some football this weekend, turn it off, and step away, because this is hurting people's soul.
It is. It is. It's a crusher. And here's something, though, to keep in mind is that here is a major figure in the world, and especially in America. And yet, was anyone bracing for riots on the streets or any kind of mass demonstration with violence and vandalism and all of this looting? No, because conservatives just react differently. On the other hand, we need to send a strong message that this violence that has chased these political speakers, these right-leaning speakers, conservatives, all across these campuses, everyone's been harassed, there's been vandalism, there's been events canceled, because conservatives are speaking, they're debating, they're sitting down and talking. We have to say enough is enough, not accept that and stand strong. And as far as AOC, a bolt-action rifle, this was one shot that changed the world, basically. Right. And hopefully it firmed up our resolve to keep on fighting, keep on speaking, and never be silenced.
Yeah, and thank you guys for kind of rolling with the punches here and dealing with this breaking news. We both initially had you guys on to talk about Karine Jean-Pierre, so I do want to get to at least one question, Lindy, to you about the former White House press secretary, because she is scheduled to testify under oath this morning on Joe Biden, his mental capacity, the auto pen. Given what we've seen so far, the revelations that came out in the former vice president's book, the book that's supposed to be released in just about a week from now, KJP, what do you think she'll say today?
KJP was one of the chief architects of the Biden cover-up. So I don't really put much stock in anything that she could possibly say. And all the books coming out, whitewashing all of their involvement, every single one of them told us to lie. They sent us talking points saying, you know, Biden's at the top of his game. He's running circles. He's a genius, but it's behind closed doors. You just can't see it. And what's my source? Trust me, bro. Every single one of them said that. So frankly, I'm not surprised that almost all of them pleaded the fifth rather than tell the American people the truth. It's been a year and they are still just dissembling and lying to the American people. And that is why their approval rating remains at 19%. And I think that's a very generous assessment right now. They still refuse to admit to their own complicity and guilt in this.
Yeah.
All right, Bobby, let's play a little game here. What's the over-under? What's the most popular phrase she says in this testimony? Circle back, plead the fifth, or I don't know.
It's going to be plead the fifth. It's going to be plead the fifth for sure. I mean, but the second, at least in our minds, is I don't know. I mean, because she was the worst press secretary in the history of press secretaries. And all of this is going on. Everybody knew it. You read the other books. I'm a political junkie as post-election books. Everybody knew that he was compromised as far as the mental capacity. He was diminished. And they covered it up, all for that lust for power, that inner circle, to stay relevant, to stay in power. And look at what it cost us. I mean, bad policies, the auto pen running amok with the pardons. We need to get to the bottom of this, and people need to be held accountable, finally held accountable.
Yeah, good point. All right, thank you both so much for taking the time this morning. Bobby, Lindy, appreciate you guys.
All right, friends, thanks again for tuning in. I really appreciate it. And before you go, please hit that subscribe button above. Once you do, tell your friends, share it, spread the word about the 13-minute news hour so we can keep growing. And for more great content, check out these videos right here, and I'll see you next time.